What's up, everybody? So, Tai Gay here, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I have had, 20 years or so of experience with back pain and neck pain, and you guys may be in the same boat. So, I just wanted to make this video for those of you that are having some issues with your neck, especially. And so, there's a few things that I found that are on the internet for sale that's fairly cheap that we can get that help us kind of recover a little bit. And so the first thing I wanted to bring to your attention is this. Now I really like this because I'm also in a band. Whenever you're headbanging, rocking around and stuff, we call it rock and roll neck. That's when your neck becomes super, super sore, really in the muscle tissue. And so what we do, these got little handles on there. You hold onto the handles and you put it on your neck. You just kind of pull. And man, it feels great, especially if you got rock and roll neck. Jiu-jitsu neck also, but this really helps the muscle structure, not necessarily the spine itself, but the muscle structure. It also is great for working on your shins, your calves and stuff. This can really work that out, which is pretty great. It's like 12 bucks on Amazon, so it's pretty awesome. The other thing that I have here, which I've been using for probably 5 years or more now. I've had several versions of this, but this is the one I found that I like the best. This is called a track collar. Maybe, will it focus? There it is. You can get that on Amazon also, and this is around $60. So, but man, it's so worth it. So, clamp it on. Got two little clips in the back, and then it has these little pumps, so you can control each side, and it decompresses my neck. It's best really to do when you're laying down. So you can get the full effect from it, but it really helps decompress my neck and makes me feel like I get more days out of my training that way. And then you can just release the pressure by pushing on these buttons. It's pretty awesome. And it is 60 bucks, which I get it as an investment, but when it comes to doing jiu-jitsu every single day, you want to do as many things to rehab yourself as you can, especially while you're young and you're not having any issues. That thing would be really great. Because what happens is those discs get smashed down and over a period of time get worn out, and then it can be bone on bone, which is really bad, and you don't want to have that. So that's what I suggest. The thing is amazing. I've had a lot of success with that. The other thing that I want to talk about is something not necessarily for your neck or for your back. It could be used for those things, but something called a percussion massager. Now this thing is a bad mamma jamma. But on the internet, these things, there's several different brands of them, and they sell for upwards to like $600 to more, $600 to like $1,000 bucks. And so that's insane. What I was noticing is that they all look like jigsaws, and so that's basically what they are. They're a jigsaw. So what I did is I took a Black & Decker jigsaw and I made my own. I took the little bottom runner piece off there that helps you follow the wood. This right here is actually a blade that I kind of refabbed here. So what I did was I took a golf ball. Now this golf ball is it's orange just because I wanted it to match. That's kind of how nerdy I am about matching. But I took the golf ball and then I drilled a hole into the center of the golf ball that was slightly smaller than the diameter of the blade. This is actually the blade that came with the device. And so what I did was I took the blade, because it's got teeth on it, I hammered it in there and it was snug. After that I put epoxy around it also, just to make sure that it was going to stay. And I drilled in maybe a little less than halfway. The hole was a little bit halfway. So then what I did is I wrapped the blade, because you still got an exposed blade right here. So I wrapped the blade in sports tape, because that's what I have handy, because I'm a jiu-jitsu person. So I wrapped it in sports tape, and then I put the blade, it was white at the time, I put the blade back in the device. I'll tell you why. If you look right here, there's this little round piece right here. And this thing has to roll back and forth. And whenever it has the tape on there, it's a little jankety. So what I did is I put it in there while the tape was still white. I hadn't painted it yet. And then I ran the machine until it carved a groove in the back of the blade. don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a groove right there. Nah, it's not gonna pick it up, but in the back of the tape right there. So after I carved that little groove right there so it would run smooth, then I painted the whole thing with nail polish. And the reason I use nail polish is because when it sets, it's very hard, and so the whole thing is very, yeah, it's pretty solid. It's not going to come off, and the blades aren't going to be exposed. That's what you don't want. You don't want the ball flying off, so you're not like cutting your arm off. So that thing's not coming out. And I've had this thing for over a year now. And then you want to make sure that that tape's never coming off, so the blades aren't exposed. But other than that, it's pretty amazing. And the reason I went with a Black & Decker is just because I have a few other things here, like I have a leaf blower and a weed eater that are Black & Decker, and that means I have 2 of these batteries already hanging out. So because I already had 2 batteries, I didn't have to buy the batteries. I just bought the Black & Decker jigsaw and the golf ball, and all of it together cost me 53 bucks. So if you do have to buy a battery with it, I'm sure it's going to cost just a little bit more, but man, is it worth it. Multiple speeds, most of them don't have that, so that's great. And I kind of have restless leg syndrome, so at night, because of all the lactic acid and stuff, if I really get in there and work my muscles and work my legs especially, man, it's priceless. I would actually pay 600 bucks if I'd known how good they how much they drive the lactic acid out, keep me from having restless leg syndrome. And when you have sore muscles, oh man, it's the best massage ever. The best foot massage I have ever gotten has been from myself with that. So anyway, I hope this message finds you well. I hope some of this information you guys can use. I'm always trying to look for little life hacks to be able to stay on the mats for as long as possible. So if you have any life hacks that you'd like to share with me, maybe I could share on my channel, send them to me. I'll try to work it out. You can get all this stuff, all these pieces and everything on Amazon, bring it right to your door. So anyway, try this stuff out. It's very important to make sure that you're keeping the machine working properly and you're not getting too run down. If you're young, you feel like, just bounce back, no big deal. But if you start getting ahead of it now, you're gonna guarantee a longer mat life. So anyway, keep training. See you on the mat. Peace.